The following program has been paid for by the McGovern for President Committee.
Senator George McGovern of South Dakota, candidate for the Democratic presidential nomination.
3 years ago, Mr. Nixon campaigned on the pledge that he had a secret plan to end the war. Whatever happened to that secret plan? Instead of taking us out of Vietnam, the President has taken us into Laos and Cambodia. Since Mr. Nixon's election, our planes have dropped on the little countries of Indochina 1.5 times the bomb tonnage of World War II. Since his election, 18,000 young Americans have died. Another 400 of our airmen are prisoners or missing in action. The administration has used these prisoners as a political issue when it knows that they will not come home until the President sets a date for ending military operations in Indochina. And all this time, we have paid higher taxes and higher prices because of the war. Mr. Nixon now announces that 139,000 American troops will remain in Indochina next spring. He tells us that he intends to keep some American troops there indefinitely, and all of this to prop up another corrupt regime in Saigon. Yet, no matter how long we stay, we cannot determine the political future of Indochina. I don't want any more Vietnams. I want a foreign policy based on our true national interest, not on obsolete Cold War politics. We need to pit our minds, our resources, and our young people against the real enemies of this country. I mean enemies like crime, narcotics, unemployment, run-down neighborhoods, discrimination, an unfair tax system, government that doesn't work. $4 billion. The cost of bombing Vietnam this year would build a good school or health clinic in 3,000 of our cities and still leave $1 billion to strengthen the income of hard-pressed family farmers. But most of all, we need to get back together. This means not only ending the war, but helping our Vietnam veterans with a more generous GI Bill. It also means that the next president should do as Abraham Lincoln did and grant a general amnesty to those young men who, for reasons of conscience, chose jail or exile rather than this war. I do not believe the war will end or the real work of this nation begin until there is a new American president. That's why I'm running for president. I need your help. Together, we can make a new start in this country.
Recently, President Nixon raised $5 million in a single night from big business and special interests. Senator McGovern's support can only come from ordinary citizens like you. To win his campaign, he needs your help now. Please send your dollars this evening to McGovern for President, Box 100, Washington, D.C. McGovern, a president you could trust.